Hey guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Ankush here from Alif Consulting. Welcome back in our partner enablement video series. Today we will be going to talk about how to sell a VPN solution to a customer. Well, in this video we're going to talk about what is a VPN, what is a use case, what are the benefit, and then I'm going to walk you through with the one of the reference architecture of the VPN gateway, which you can take or which you can use to later on to design the solution for a customer or sell the solution to the customer. Now let's quickly jump to the introduction. So again, the VPN is a virtual private network, is an encrypted connection over the internet from uh, for a device to the another device or to the another network, which allows you to basically connect uh, securely and transfer the data connection between the two devices in the encrypted way. It's prevent the any authorization unauthorized peoples to be get connected with this network and allow to do any kind of remote connectivity, right? That's the main purpose of the VPN, right? Again, the VPN can be used to extend the corporate network as well. So let's take an example where you have a one location is being in the one country and another location is being in the different country. That's where the VPN can come in place and can connect both of them over the internet and provide you the private connection between the both locations with providing the security and the encryption in place. Well, what are the use case? So there is a few use case for having the site-to-site VPN. And again, the site-to-site VPN is the one of the best thing to be set up when you are talking about having the private connectivity. Again, you do have a one more service in Azure which you can take the leverage of, that is Express Route. But again, when you talking about the Express Route, there is the cost associated with that as compared with the VPN, and definitely with the Express Route you will be going to get a better connections there, right? But again, if your customer is pretty much conscious about the cost and he is not uh, he don't have that kind of budget where he can go with the Express Route, that's where the VPN gateway can come in place. A VPN connection can come in place and can help him to build the hybrid connectivity between the on-premise or between the two clouds as well, right? So the use case can be like a backup connection, small office with a lot, not lot of traffic, environment without need of application that are sensitive to the latencies, environment without a need of top-notch reliability or speed. Uh, like for the like that's a common use of the VPN connection. But again, if you are going with the express route, what are the use cases going to be? The large environment can afford an outage, sensitive application like voice, video, etc. So if you have this kind of of requirement to the use case, then definitely go with the express route. The benefits again, provide the branch office or retail store or the other location to be connected to the cloud or the data centers. Quickly identify user device and application. Consistency, apply security policies across the location and enforce the less privileged access. uh, Dramatically simplify their IT infrastructure and reduce the cost, since they can be used a single cloud-based solution instead of buying or managing the multiple product of point of the products. Now these are the benefit. Now how exactly you can come in place and sell the solutions? Again, we had our hub and spoke reference architecture. That's where it's going to be come in place and you can use that to sell the solution. So it's going to be a combination of hub and spoke topology and the VPN gateway which is going to be there. But again, if customer is not okay to go with the hub and spoke topology, and although this is the best practices, but we have seen a customer, or we will be going to see a customer where they really don't want to go with the Microsoft best practices. They have their own way of work. That's where you can go ahead and combine the VPN solution inside their network, which is already deployed, and from there you can basically connect it with the other locations to the on-premise, or maybe you can use the site to site, or maybe you can use the point to site as well to connect with the remote system. Well, let's talk to the reference architecture. So this is the reference architecture. So you will see there is a VPN gateway has been deployed, which is here, and then you do have a on-premise VPN gateway, and then you do have a stack, Azure stack, which is the one of the features to take the cloud Azure cloud capability to the on-premise. And they are basically being connecting using the VPN gateway. So they are basically connecting over the internet, and all the connection basically happening between to these two VPN connection to the Azure VPN gateways over the internet. But again, they are having the secure connections. They are basically having the encryption and IPsec on top of the connections. So this is how the reference architecture is. And then once the connection has been done between the VPN gateway and other side of gateway, they will be able to connect to each other by having the private connection or using the private IPs of the VM on a both side. Well, what are the key components? Yep, there is a few key components. On-premise network, where is private network within the organization. Then we do have Azure Stack, which is the same capability of the Azure cloud running on the on-premise. And again, that's going to be have their VPN gateway to send and receive the traffic. We're going to have a virtual appliance, which will be going to extend the on-premise network to the Azure. And then we do have a virtual network which is going to be have a VMs, and it's going to be have a cloud application, and then that VPN gateway is ultimately get associated with the virtual network. And then you do have a VPN gateways, and with the VPN gateways you will be going to have following components like the virtual network gateway, local network gateway, connections, and gateway subnet. So when you develop or create a solution for the VPN gateway, these are the four things which is going to be a very important part. You need to get the detail of the local network gateway, and you need to get the detail of the subnet which you need to be going to create on the virtual network. And then the cloud application, which is basically hosted inside the VM in the backend and can be have a load balance in the front of that. That is in the reference architecture. But again, in your cases, in a customer cases, these things may vary. Some customer may do have an application gateway, may have a DNS round robin enabled for their applications, right? And then we do have a Azure load balancer there to load balancing the application for internal traffic. And then we do have a bastion which is going to be there to allow the RDP connections directly from the portal, so that you don't need to expose your VM to the internet. But again, if you have a site to site connectivity, or I can say up IPsec connectivity, you don't need to have the Azure bastion. But again, if you really don't want to give the access, or you user really have a portal access, the bastion can be one of the best use case in that case. So these are the key components. Let's talk about the scalability considerations. Yep, there is a few scalability consideration is there for VPN. Uh, you can achieve a limited vertical scalability by moving the basic to standard VPN gateway, or to standard to the high performance VPN gateway according to the requirement. If your virtual network is expecting a large volume of traffic, considering distributing the different workload into separate virtual network and configure a VPN gateway for each of them. Again, if your customer is okay to go with the express route, then it's okay. But if your customer is not going to be invest that much of money, what you can do, you can have a separate VPN for separate applications, and then you can basically get connected them to the on-premise network. You can partition the virtual network either horizontally or vertically, and then accordingly you can put your resources accordingly, and define your site-to-site connectivity from those virtual network which you have deployed. Now, again, a few more security considerations here. In last slide, we talked about the scalability considerations. Let's talk about the security considerations. So first of the thing is generate a different shared key for each VPN gateway, and use a strong key to help assist the brute force attack. For Azure Stack connection, generate a different shared key for each tunnel, and use a strong shared key to help resist and brute force attack. Now, what is the use case of shared key? Because what happened when you connecting a both of side, you need a shared key which will be going to work as a password, and that will be going to allow both of them using the shared key. If both of the connection, like on Azure or on a on-premise with the same connection, you don't have a shared key, same shared key defined, you will not be able to connect it. So shared key is going to be very important, but again, that should be in a strong shared key so that no one would be able to do the brute force attack. Third, ensure the on-premise devices are supported with the encryption method, all the encryption method there, which is specifically supported by Azure VPN Gateway, and those are like AES 256, AES 128, 3D ES encryption algorithms, and also supported the route-based VPN gateway for the from the on-premise devices. Fourth, if your on-premise VPN appliances is in the parameter network, that is a firewall between the parameter network and internet, you might have to configure the additional firewall rule to allow the site-to-site VPN. Then again, it's something which customer has to configure on their firewall if they have put the firewall in the DMZ zone. Now let's talk about the cost considerations. So yep, there is a few cost considerations in the reference architecture. First is a VPN gateway. So you have to select the VPN gateway according to your requirement. Uh, it maybe can work with the basic. It may require a high performer. It may require the availability zone also, right? Second, all the traffic which is coming inside, that's a free, but any traffic going outside will be get charged. Second, Azure Virtual Network is the free of course. You no need to pay anything in there. Uh, you can create up to 50 virtual network across all region. All the traffic within the boundary of virtual network is free. So any communication happening between the two virtual machine in the same network would not be charged. But again, if there is any communication happening at two VMs over the two different virtual network, there would be a charge on that. Cost considerations. So yep, Azure Bastion is the one of the cost consideration top is there. You have to select how many instances you need and how many Bastion hosts you need. Virtual machine and load balancer is one of the cost considerations. So you need to basically select the size according to the requirement, and the load balance, the sizing is going to be based on how much users is going to become on the application and what kind of application is going to be. Either it's a Linux or either it's a Windows. If it's a Linux, that's really good because you will not be going to pay for operating system charges. But again, if it's a Windows applications, again you need to pay for the Windows license cost there, right? So this is the consideration. Again, the VPN is again one of the important part whenever you're designing a solution for a customer. A VPN is something which is going to be important to connect with the on-premise, because your users or customer user might need to connect with the on-premise, right? If they don't need to connect, but again they need to have the VPN to manage the infrastructure, right? They, although they can have Azure Bastion and can connect directly from the portal, but in case of there is an issue with the Bastion, they would not be able to connect with the VM. So the VPN is the very important step. Well, that's all in this video. I hope you like this video. If you like, please click on like and subscribe for more upcoming videos. And feel free to reach us if you have any questions. Thank you.